That's gross. You can go lay down. Just stop licking yourself. It's nasty. I don't want to listen to it. Please. I do love you, but I can't listen to that sound anymore. Okay. Oxford. Oh, thank you. We learned how to shake. Now that's all we do. We shake, and we shake, we shake. We shake. I love you. I love you. We learned how to shake, so now all we do is put our paw on everybody. We shake. Easy, because you bashed me in the face. I see you. There you go. Go lay down. Just don't start licking yourself, please. Okay. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. I think a lot of people are off work today, I hope, or off some part of work today and are relaxing. The weather in Birmingham is not good. It is raining. Rain. But whatever. We knew it was going to rain all day, so we planned accordingly. Michael and I went to my Mercedes. I don't have a Mercedes. My microwave broke this morning. It just broke. My microwave is shot. So no microwave in the Sullivan house. But we went to a wedding last night. I have so many weird things to tell you guys. So first of all, we went to a wedding last night and this guy comes up to me and he's like, I know who you are. And, I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, I actually have watched Coffee Talk a few times. So I'm like, oh, thank you. And he goes, I mean, it did nothing for me, but I can't get over how many people follow you. And I thought, what is the point of opening your mouth in that capacity? What is the point of approaching me at a wedding just to let me know you know who I am, you've watched my work, and it doesn't work for you? What is the point of that? So Michael's standing there. This is somebody that Michael knows. So I'm trying to be polite wife. So I say, well, I appreciate you watching. Then I walk away. 5 minutes later, Michael comes up to me and I go, your friend is a douchebag. And Michael goes, yeah, I don't know what that was. So I'm like, it is so weird to me. It's like people want to be seen so bad, even at the expense of insulting you. Like he could have just said, I know who you are. I've seen Coffee Talk. Boom. Left it at that. I would have been like, cool, dope, thanks. But you gotta, just people are so, ugh. But anyway, so that was one thing I wanted to tell you. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, remember I told you about the guy yesterday who sent me the message and was like, you feminist cunt, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Well, this morning I got one from a guy in Houston, Texas, that said, your son was crying like a girl because he's a Pussy. So I write back to this kid and I say, hey, Jeremy, or whatever his name is, thank you so much for sharing your comment. I am writing a story for the New York Times and will be including your comment. Don't worry, I will be properly crediting you with your full name and hometown of Houston, Texas. To which he responds, no, I don't give you permission to do that. Tough shit, son. You sent me a comment that is now public. It's my comment. I own it. You sent it to my direct messages. So sorry, I get to do what I want with it. Be very careful, folks. When you message somebody something obscenely offensive, they can do whatever they want with it. But it is funny how people are very brave behind a keyboard, but once they realize their comments are going to become public consumption, that they don't want. It's really, really interesting, Ricky. Anyway, so so last night Michael and I get dressed to go to a wedding, right? And we get in the car and I realize that like I put a lot of effort into getting ready. I don't know how many of you saw my outfit on Instagram last night, but I put on a beautiful dress and I blow dry my hair and I put on makeup, which I don't typically do. I'm not a big makeup wearer and I hate blow drying my hair. And so I posted a picture on Instagram of the dress because it was the first time that I ever wore it. Anyway, we get in the car and we start driving to the wedding. And I say to Michael, how come you never tell me I look pretty? And he goes, I told you you looked pretty. And I go, no, you didn't. I asked you if you liked my dress. And you responded, yes, it's nice. That is not the same as telling your wife she looks pretty. So I sat in the car for a minute. We sat there in silence because, of course, he was like, fuck, I fucked up, right? And I started to seethe and I started to go to that space in my marriage where I'm like, see, this is never going to work. I can't live like that. I'm not going to be with somebody who never acknowledges the effort. You know, your mind starts to go, right? And then I realized one of the things that our marriage counselor taught me was focus on the intent, not the action, the intent. Jamie, you're a smart girl. You know intent, right? So when the counselor said it to me, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I don't want you to focus on Michael's action or inaction. I want you to focus on the intent. For example, if Michael bold-faced lies to you, there is an ill intent behind that. If Michael doesn't tell you you look beautiful, is there an ill intent behind that action? Or is that just part of Michael's personality? And it would, if you wanted to change it, it would be something you had to really put the work in to change because it's nearly impossible to change a man. So I was like, oh. So last night when we were in the car and my mind started to wander down the, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to be with someone who tells me I look beautiful and appreciates my effort. I said, okay, don't look at the action or inaction. Look at the intent. Is he trying to hurt me? No. Is he trying to slight me? No. Does Michael want me to feel beautiful? Yes. Is he just really freaking bad at this? Yes. But is it intentional? No. So when I did that, I started laughing. And he goes, what's so funny? I go, it's just funny that I have to literally read your mind and have an inner dialogue with myself to work through our marriage like speed bumps. Because this is not an issue. It's a speed bump, right? So I'm trying to, in my mind, I'm having like an actual inner dialogue about your intent or ill intent or not, about not telling me that I'm look beautiful. And he goes, but here's the thing. I always think you look beautiful. I think you are beautiful all the time. In your pajamas, in a dress. Like, there never is a time that I don't think that you're beautiful. I always think you're beautiful. So I never think to say it because I just always think it. And I guess I assume you know that I always think that. So I say, well, that was very nice of you to say, but it would be nice on the occasions I make special effort for you to say something. And like every single time we have this conversation, Michael says, okay, well, I'll do better. And then he never does. But the intent is not to disappoint me. The intent is not it's not malice. He doesn't want to hurt me. He just can't change at 55. He wants to, and when he says he's going to, he means it at the time. But then, and it's so weird because when my daughters get dressed up, he immediately says, oh, you look so pretty. He always goes out of his way to tell his girls that they look beautiful. In fact, his son too. When Max got dressed up yesterday to go play golf with Michael, you know, they have to put on a collared shirt and whatever. And Michael was like, you look great, bud. Come here, let me fix your shorts. So he does it for my kids. He just doesn't do it for me. It's weird. But again, I have to go back to intent. So I try to use this with any interaction I have with anybody. Honestly. Friends who disappoint me or hurt me, siblings who disappoint me or hurt me, or whatever it is, I try to say, what is the intent? What is the intent? Is this person trying to hurt me? Is there malice behind this action? You know, it has saved me a lot of heartache by looking at a person's intent. If you feel like their intentions are like dirty dog, if there's ill will in their intention, you got to figure out why you're allowing them in your personal space. Because I feel like I have done a really good job at this point of eliminating people who have ill intention. And listen, a lot of people are saying, you know, why should you have to acquiesce if Michael doesn't? You know, listen, I can hold on to anger about the fact that Michael didn't tell me I look beautiful or doesn't tell me. Believe me, I've done that. I spent 5 years angry that I felt like he didn't pay any attention to me and my efforts. But I also understand and have come out on the other side of it, still married to him, that, you know, Michael has a groovy kind of love. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't fit me like a glove, but it works for us. That's all I can say coming out of 11 years of marriage. Like, his love doesn't fit me like a glove. It's not perfect. There are things I would change about it. But, you know, it works for me. I don't know. I can't explain it. So, you know, and I make changes because typically the changes that I make us better. See, I used to also be the person that was like, well, if you're not changing, I'm not changing. So, and then we'll be stubborn and we'll stop right here. But then I realized intent. See, I was maliciously not acquiescing. I was maliciously not changing things I could easily change because I wanted to be stubborn. He was not changing because he didn't know how. And then I realized, like, who are you fighting, Jamie? You're fighting your best friend. You're fighting your partner. You're fighting the father of your children. Like, what are you doing? Who wins here, Jamie? Who wins when you stop in the middle and you don't budge and you don't make any changes because he can't? So, like, who wins? No one. Everybody hurts. Listen, I can be a stubborn biatch. That 23andMe told us we are 45% Sicilian. Do y'all know about Sicilians? We are stubborn. We cannot make changes easily. And I just realized, like, I could do this with Michael all the time. I could fight him on every single thing he can't budge on. And we had a 5-year marriage like that where we were both miserable. The kids were young. We were barely having sex. I was miserable and unhappy and hormonal and overweight and dealing with body dysmorphia and dealing with a husband that couldn't like do the things I needed him to do. And, you know, it was when we went to counseling and the counselor said, Jamie, you're looking at every action that Michael does or every inaction as a malice intent action or inaction. You can't believe, the counselor said to me, goes, you can't believe that every single thing Michael does or doesn't do has ill will, is malice. That would mean that this man literally goes through life nonstop trying to hurt you. And I was like, well, no, I definitely don't believe that. And he was like, okay, so can we take it back a little bit and start looking at the intent? And it was once I realized that I was looking. No, Donna, I have not been taught to deny my needs. No. Y'all, you're not listening, or I'm not explaining it right. I used to look at Michael's inaction in the marriage as through the lens of somebody with like ill intent. He's not initiating sex because he doesn't love me, because he's not attracted to me. He's not telling me I'm beautiful because he doesn't think I'm beautiful, because he wants to withhold words of affirmation from me, blah, blah, blah. It was the lens in which I was viewing his inaction. Now I've learned that Michael's intent is never to hurt me. It doesn't mean that I don't still get hurt, by the way. It doesn't mean that I don't still feel slighted at times. But I am able to rationalize it and not see everything as a slight against me. Because for 5 years, I saw everything as a slight against me. You can't live in a marriage like that because you're at war with someone who doesn't know they're at war with you. I was at war with Michael every day, and he didn't know we were fighting. He had no idea that we were at war because he knew his intent. So he was like, she can't be mad at me because I'm not out here trying to hurt her. But I saw everything. Like, well, if he doesn't tell me I'm beautiful, he must not think I'm beautiful. So what do I need to make an effort for? What do I need to show up for? What do I need to do anything for him? Like, it was like that. Now, I have learned that the intent is never to hurt me. So, it is much easier for me to say, what do you think, babe? And he'll say, 9 times out of 10, you look beautiful. And have that be enough. And sure, there will be women who say, but wouldn't it be nice if he just initiated it sometimes? Wouldn't it be nice if he just said it? Fuck yeah. Yes, it would. Hell, yes, it would. But I can't kill my marriage over it anymore, y'all. I cannot. Because I know this man does not want to hurt me. I know his intent is not to hurt me. So I can't fight every day. I was exhausted fighting every day. I wasn't sleeping good. I wasn't happy. I don't know. I hope I've done a decent job of explaining what I mean. You got to look at the intent of somebody. I've been in relationships with men who had ill intent, who wanted to hurt me, who wanted to break me down, who wanted to belittle me and shame me and insult me. I know what that feels like. Believe me, I know what that feels like. Somebody asked me to talk about that 5 years of my marriage and how we let it go and how we move on. And maybe I will. I will do that. I will do a separate coffee talk on how I let go of those 5 years. Not let go, but how I healed from that, because 5 years is a long time to be at war with somebody. You know, and here's the thing. Not every coffee talk is going to be for everybody, but there will be somebody who benefits from this, who looks at their husband and thinks, you never blah, 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 you never blah, blah, blah. Now they're going, you know what? I don't think his intent is to hurt me, though. He's not trying to hurt me. He doesn't understand that it is hurting me, or he doesn't understand how to change that, like, so where it feels natural to him. Because here's the thing. Michael loves sex. There's no issue sexually, but it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't come natural to Michael to jump my bones. It's just not who he is. So he never says no. And if I make any move towards him, he gets it. But it just, he doesn't feel like he has game. He doesn't feel like he's smooth in that way. So he doesn't have the confidence to press up on me. So he would just prefer that I give him the, and then he got it. Then he comes through. So, and listen, he has changed some things. He has changed some things, but he also doesn't have the mindfulness that I have. And by the way, I'm telling you this because you need to look at the intent for every relationship you have today. Professional, personal. I'm talking about relationships with your colleagues and your boss, your friends, people that hurt you or slight you. Are they doing it with ill intent? Are they trying to slight you? Do they want to put you in your place? Are they trying to make you feel small? If they are, yes, Priscilla Torres. It is learned behavior from Michael's upbringing. Michael was raised very Catholic, and it was instilled in his mind, you never touch a woman unless you hear out of her mouth that that is what she wants. So listen, my in-laws had 5 sons. They had to teach their children about boundaries and about what women are comfortable with. And don't forget, Michael's 55. It was a different time, you know, when he was 16, 15, learning about good touch, bad touch, you know, whatever. Like, he was taught from a very young age, you don't put your hands on any woman unless she tells you it is okay. Touch me. This is what I want. So in his mind, he's not comfortable. Even his wife, he's just not comfortable groping at me or touching me or coming onto me unless he knows it is what I want. It is called respect, but sometimes a girl just wants her man to come get her, you know? And I tell him all the time, I'm a sure thing. You can come get me anytime. Come touch me anytime. And he just laughs. But he wants to be different. He knows I mean it, but he can't undo the years of, you know, I don't know, teaching. You know, my father-in-law did an amazing job. He raised 5 amazing sons. And they did the best that they could do, you know? Anyway, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, I don't know what y'all are doing or what the weather is like round your way, round your parts. But I want to just tell you that for everybody who sent me tickets or pictures of their tickets or pictures of them at the movies, y'all don't ever feel silly about sending that to me. It makes my whole day, and I will respond to every single one of you. Thank you all for sending me your pictures at the movies and your tickets. Thank you for sending me your experience, that you love the movie. Thank you to everybody who has gone to see Breaking In. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. It is Memorial Day. If it's raining where you are, and you want to go see a movie, please go see Breaking In. I would love that. Please go see my movie. I would so appreciate it. And tell everybody you know to go. If you have not followed me on Instagram yet, you can see what I wore last night and go to Jaime P. Sullivan, Jaime P. Sullivan on Instagram. You could see my dress last night. Tell me what you think. It's brand new. Anyway, I love you guys so much today. So much. And I want you to have a great, great day.